Hi everybody, and welcome back to Sit and Knit for a Bit, our weekly podcasts. And we are, as always, your hosts,
Arne and Carlos.
Yes, every week we bring you a little podcast where we talk about everything and anything and things that go on in our life. We talk a little bit about knitting or other stuff that we're into. It's not necessarily a knitting podcast per se, but it's a nice little, time where you can sit down, pick up your knitting or your crochet or whatever you do and hang out with us, which is really fun.
Well, we talk about what happened last week.
So, firstly, we always enjoy finding these new locations to film our podcasts. So up until now, we've been able to get unique locations for every single episode. If you go back to our playlist and look at all the Sit and Knit for a Bits, you'll see that we're always sitting in a new space. And this space we're sitting in right now is very, very, very special because this is what actually gives away the fact that we're actually living in an old railway station that has been converted into a house.
Yeah, because this room was the waiting room, and behind us you have the ticket. What you call that in English?
The ticket window.
The ticket window. We kept that in the house because it's so nice. The glass has this diamond.
Yeah, it's cut. It's cut with this diamond kind of cut.
Diamant fleece sleeping.
Yeah. I don't know in English.
It's like it has this nice edges.
Facet. Facet.
That's the word.
There's like facets.
I think that's the word.
Like when you cut a diamond, the glass has been cut with facet around the corners. It's very old, isn't it? This window.
It must be very old.
Probably from the 50s,
or maybe from when they started the railways.
Do you think it's that old?
Probably from the early 1900s.
Yeah, the train station that we live in was open in 1902, I think it was, or 1903. Yeah. The house the train station is from that time. The railway was closed down in 1988. Mm-hmm. We purchased the property in 1999. And from 1999 up until now, there has been this eternal renovation project that never ends.
Never.
Because building a new house is actually cheaper and easier than restoring an old house.
Yeah, and you think you're finished and then...
Yeah, and we had to make a lot of different decisions about a lot of different things. But one thing we knew from the start was that we were going to keep the ticket counter, the window.
Because it's beautiful.
Yeah, and on the other side of that is another room, and it used to be the post office, among other things. Mm-hmm. And nowadays it's just one of our rooms. And a lot of kids, a lot of nephews and nieces, they have had a lot of fun when they have visited us, when they could pretend to be the ticket sellers.
Then you have to take away all the stuff we have around, and then they
play that they're selling tickets.
One is selling the tickets, and the others are customers.
And now because we live in an old train station from 1903, there's a lot of history as well. So it's actually nice to preserve a detail like this window because, among other things, in 1905, when Norway's new king Håkon was crowned, I think he was crowned in 1906, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
He traveled all over Norway, and there are images of His Majesty the King in front of the train station, our home now.
He's probably been in
and
this
he has
room.
been in this room, probably waiting as well for the train, which is really cool. I mean, we're living in a house that has been visited by the very old King of Norway from back in the good old days.
That's cool.
Which is very cool. So yeah, it's a building with a lot of history, and you kind of become very attached to this place. There's a good karma in here, don't you agree?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good room, and it's also so high up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So when you come into normal houses, when you used to live in a house that is so high, it feels like the roof is falling in your head in a way.
Yeah.
You get so used to having those high ceilings.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, this place has very good karma, very good energy. A lot of people, when they come into this house, they say they feel very at ease. Yeah. And there's stories that we could tell you that, kind of might contribute to that good energy. Among other things, was it in the 50s, there was some emergency surgery performed.
Someone told us that there was this person who should have like brain surgery.
I don't know if it was brain surgery.
Something in their head.
I think it was just emergency surgery. Was performed in the post office, so in the next room.
Because they couldn't wait until the train.
Yeah, and the patient survived. So So
I don't know. That's a strange story. Did they actually put people on the train when they were sick?
I don't know. It's a story.
It's a story.
But you know, a train station will have many of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, no. So it's a nice building. We love it. We love the fact that the ceilings are high. We love the fact that we have many rooms that we can hang out in.
And big windows.
And big windows, which is great. And
But now it's been kind of cold because it's been minus 25 degrees almost every day. This morning it was a little bit milder and it was actually snowing. But it's been so freezing cold. And it hasn't been this cold since 2010, I think was
so the coldest. This is the coldest winter since 2010.
So it's really hard to get like Freya. She don't want to take walks when it's so cold. Helmer doesn't care. He can go out in any weather. But Freya, she's very hard to get.
Well, even I feel like
but
going
you don't
out
have
in
to
the
walk
cold.
because you do your training down in the.
Yeah, I do my routine. Yeah,
You're
but no,
working
it's
out,
really
work
cold.
out.
It's like minus. The average temperature now the past 6 weeks has been
It's been
around
a long time.
minus 20, which is around 0 Fahrenheit, so minus 20 Celsius. We have nice geothermal heating in our floors in our entire house. That's part of the renovation project. However, when the temperature goes down, the system becomes less efficient.
Yeah, it
so
works slower.
for the past 6 weeks, we have had to light up all the stoves. We have little stoves in every room, and then we have a big fireplace in one of the rooms. And all the other rooms have different little stoves that you kind of feed the wood into, and you get nice heat.
I remember I told you about my grandmother because when it was so cold, they were running around putting wood in every oven.
Yeah, that's what we do now.
Yeah, and that's like shit. My grandmother told me when she was a girl, she worked on this big farm, and like around Christmas, they have all the Christmas guests coming to the house, and then part of her job was to keep the fire alive in all the.
She was like a maid.
Like a maid on the farm.
Yeah.
So she was running up and downstairs and into all the rooms with carrying wood for the fireplace.
Those were the old days when they had staff to do all that
I was thinking about
stuff.
her because that must have been a lot of work.
Well, now we have to, we don't have any staff, so we have to do everything ourselves. So we're running around like crazy.
You.
Well, yeah, and I have you, obviously. I mean, I cook for you, and you keep the place warm.
Yeah, you see.
With all the firewood. And we actually had to go and order emergency firewood because we were running out. I mean, from 2010 until 2021, we haven't bought firewood more than twice?
Twice, I think.
We buy like a lot, and it kind of lasts us forever. But now with these,
and also since we've been traveling so much.
Yeah, that too, of course.
So, but now we've been at home since March last year, almost a year. Well, we went around this summer, but far from that, we've been at home.
And the only thing you can read about in the Norwegian newspapers is how expensive the electricity bill is. So that is like every day. You cannot open a newspaper without there being something about how expensive electricity is right now. So, even if you don't care, or I mean, in our case, we, it's something we have to pay. We have an automatic. We have it on auto pay, so it just it leaves the account. We don't see it. But even for us, even if we don't want to know how expensive it is, the newspapers keep reminding us day in and day out. It's very annoying.
And when it was warm, the electricity was so cheap.
Yeah.
Because then people hardly used anything.
Exactly.
And now when it gets cold, then the prices go straight up to
so
the
that's
roof.
what you have to do.
That's hard to understand.
Yeah, it is.
Because you would think that it would be cheaper when people use more.
No, it's supply and demand. It's the opposite. However, you always have to look at the bright side of every single thing. So yes, electricity this year is at an all-time high. It is so bloody expensive, and the newspapers keep reminding us.
Yeah.
However, last year was the warmest year in 18 years. It wasn't the warmest year in 18 years. Last year was the cheapest year for electricity in 18 years. So my thinking is, all the money that we saved on electricity last year, because it was so mild and it was so cheap, we pay it this year. So in the end of the day, it's something you still have to do because you don't want to freeze, do you?
No.
And so if you think about it that way, okay, it's expensive this year, but it was cheap last year, you're good. I mean, you always look at the bright side. It's much, much better than...
But it's been nice anyway. even
Yeah.
if it's been cold, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah, and then we bought Helmer a coat. It's like a down jacket, right? It's because he's a poodle. He doesn't have, just like Freya. They only have one layer of fur. They don't have a winter coat and a summer coat like many other breeds. So they generally will be colder. So we got Helmer a really cool coat. It's like a down jacket.
He really don't like that.
He hates
jacket.
it.
Like, you know, when you touch that jacket, it makes this sound because
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what it's made of.
Down
Nylon
feathers.
Or down feathers.
Yeah.
And when you hear that sound, he hides.
Yeah.
But he's big, so it's hard for him to hide. So we run after him. In the,
The
house
moment
to
he
catch
sees
him.
the coat, he gets so much anxiety that he runs away. And now Arne and I have had this discussion about the coat, and we're hiding it, and we'll only use it when we have to. I mean,
when it's really
when it is
cold.
really cold and we really have no choice, we'll put it on him. But otherwise, I mean, poor thing, right? I mean, he's gonna be cold if he doesn't wear it. But at least he's not gonna. I don't know what he feels. If he feels ashamed or
I don't know,
something.
maybe. You know what's strange? Did I tell you I was walking with Helmut to pick up the post one day, and then there was this car. A man who has parked the car because he was skiing, and it was like around minus 22 or something. And I was just picking up the post, so I didn't put on the coat.
Yeah, no.
And then he was like, "Are you not wearing a coat? Are you not putting a coat on your dog when it's?"
He said it?
Yeah. It's like, "Are you not putting a coat on the dog when
He's-
it's so cold outside?" And then I said, "Well, it's not. It's cold, but we just take. It's like 100 meter and
To
go
get the
back."
mail and back in, yeah.
So, and then sometimes people are angry because we put on the coat because they say it's not normal to put coats on
No,
dogs.
it isn't. Dogs are dogs. They are they don't actually need coats. A poodle may need one, but then again, I don't know. I mean, it's like choosing between the plague and cholera. It's kind of like, what do you choose? He gets anxiety from the coat. He does not want to wear the coat. He hates the coat, or he's gonna freeze. I think that if he would talk, he would say, "Let me freeze anything but the coat," because I see him happy when he's outside, even if it's cold.
Yeah, no, but he's also happy with the coat on.
Well, once
he's outside.
Yeah,
As
but
soon as you get it on him.
once he forgets he's wearing it. You know, he's very self-conscious. You know
Yeah.
what else I noticed about him?
Huh?
So he hates the coat, right? But he loves his collar. So
Oh yeah, that's
if
true.
you take off
it
the
off, you look
collar,
for it.
he will start looking for it, and then he won't.
I think he feels naked without it.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to wear the coat, but he wants to wear the collar. I take off the collar because I'm thinking, okay, let him relax a little
Yeah,
bit.
and
We're
you
at
can
home,
cuddle him
and then you
around
can
the
notice that he starts looking for the collar, and he starts smelling the collar, and he puts it in his mouth, and it's like, okay, I have to put a collar back on.
Yeah. Freya doesn't care about anything.
No, she's
Well, she cares about if it's cold or rainy or
Yeah.
snowy, then she won't get out. But far from that, it's all about food.
yeah,
That's the only thing she actually cares about.
yeah. Freya's only food.
Food,
Helmer's
food, and food.
Yeah, and in case the people who are wondering, yes, Helmer is still here. He is our long-term guest. He has been staying here since September, and we'll see what happens. The family that actually got Helmer, the kid, a very sweet little child of 3 years old. Unfortunately, he is allergic to dogs, but they didn't know that when Helmer
Yeah.
came into the family. So we are kind of they are figuring things out. And while they figure things out, Helmer is more than happy to stay with us, and we are more than happy.
Yeah, I think he can be
to
as
have
long
him
as he
here.
like.
Yeah.
And now he's
So
lying on the floor.
yeah, he's enjoying a little nap.
It's so nice. And I have to tell something also, Carlos, because have you seen what I'm doing while you are doing your training?
Yeah. Okay. So let's do a little recap on our lives, because we do that every week. So from last week until this week, nothing much has changed. It's been very cold. Actually, the weather is going to be milder now. We're getting to normal temperatures again.
And we took the weekend off. We didn't do anything during 2 days.
Well, we went to visit your dad.
Yeah, but far from that, we stayed at home.
Yeah, we took-
like we didn't work.
Yeah, we didn't work. We took the weekend off. Well, I'm on sick leave, or I'm working part-time only, so I don't really work that much.
But that was
Right
good,
now.
actually.
But yeah, we've been reading books, and I kept reading all these magazines. We subscribed to a magazine called The World of Interiors, and I sometimes I like to just catch up and just look through a big stack of them. Very nice. Yeah, it was a great weekend. Other than that, I was I went to the hospital a few weeks ago for rehab for COVID. Returned from the hospital about 2 weeks ago, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're feeling great now, aren't you?" And actually, I wasn't feeling that much different when I got home again.
But now you're feeling
But
better.
now it's kind of going really fast, and I think the difference between when I was at the hospital before that and after I returned home is that while I was at the rehab program, I was there, by the way, for COVID treatment because I had it in March, in case you don't know. Anyway, the difference now is that I'm active again. I'm doing a lot of physical activity. I'm doing a program with my physiotherapist here in our county. I'm going down twice a week to do some weightlifting, and she's there to guide me and help me. It's part of the Norwegian healthcare system. So it's really cool. It's like having a personal trainer, except the goal is not to get all buffed up. The goal is for me to recover.
You will be like the handy hunk
No, I
of
won't.
the knitting world.
No, I've never had muscles. I've never had much muscle in my life. I don't think I'm gonna get that many now. I've always been kind of lean. So, but yeah, it's great being in exercise. And then I also have to do my own stuff at home. Well, not at home, but outside. So we have been using the snowshoes a lot.
Yeah, that's nice. We've been walking in the woods, and that's really nice.
Yeah.
Because they're like you can go when you walk off piste, I think it's called. Like we can like go into the woods.
We can go anywhere now.
Yeah, it's so nice. And
except we had a little bit of a drama yesterday.
yeah, but I know how to fix it because one of his snowshoes fell off.
Well, actually, we decided to separate. So, because currently my status with COVID is I'm still in this post-viral syndrome, and I have days when I feel better. I have days when I feel a little bit worse. I'm still trying to keep active every day. Yesterday, I had one of those days when I wasn't feeling 100%. So we went out on the snowshoes, and I decided after we'd reached a certain point that I said to Arne that I don't have that much energy today, so I'm gonna go back with Freya. Freya was with us as well. And then Arne said, okay, I'll continue. And then you can tell it from your point of view.
Because that wasn't the hit. Like I just walked up the woods and there was like tree all over, so you had to climb under and over, and then the track, there was someone who walked there before us, so there was like tracks going up in the woods, but it was so hard to walk there. And then the tracks ended up on a little lake, and then since it was only me and Helmer, I didn't want to go out on the ice, even if it's probably very thick now. So I feel like when you're on your own in the woods like that, it shouldn't walk on the ice, I think.
So I'll tell
so
everybody.
I walked back, and then I was calling you.
Yeah, because I'll tell everybody what happened, but you tell it first.
Yeah, because I was walking back, and then suddenly I see there are like one footprint in the track. And then I was thinking something happened with the snowshoes because now Carlos have problems. So I was calling you. I tried to call you just to see what happened, but you didn't hear the phone.
No, and then when you came home, you were hysterical. Not hysterical, but you were so worried.
Yeah, because like
what happened to you?
I understood something had happened, and then you told me that.
Well, yeah, one of the bindings of my snowshoe fell off. So suddenly I had one snowshoe. And so I took them off. Actually, I didn't walk with one snowshoe.
Oh, you took both off?
Of course.
I saw one.
Yeah, but that's because I was walking and I was wobbly because, it's not easy to maneuver there.
No, I saw you fell.
Yeah, my foot kept falling in, but only my left foot.
Yeah, that's why I saw.
Yeah. Oops, be careful with Helmer. Yeah, it was dramatic, not at all.
No.
And then I got home and now we're going to have to fix the snowshoe.
And I think I know how to fix it. But it's like one of those metal things that hold the leather to the snowshoe that fell out.
Yeah.
So that was a bit sad because
it's a little annoying,
like
but
2 weeks or 1 week.
Yeah, but we enjoyed it for 2 weeks, so I mean that's always a good thing.
And it's you can fix it.
Yeah. So I've been snowshoeing, and now that it's snowing, I guess we will have to make new tracks. I suppose. Hopefully, it won't snow as much. The snow has actually created a lot of interesting things. So what's happened is because it's been cold, and we've also had we had a mild spell in December with a lot of snow. So the snow ended up in the trees, and then it really froze. So the trees have bended like this.
A lot of trees are broken.
And what happened?
Like around the house, there's moose everywhere. Every day we see a moose,
Yeah.
and they're actually eating from the trees that is broken.
Yeah.
So I guess they like those fresh things on the top.
Yeah. The other day,
branches, because now they can reach them.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the tree outside the window in the garden. I hope it's not broken, because that looks a little bit dangerous. So
that's a good tree too, huh?
yeah. So
yeah,
one tree that is broken, which we have to climb up and cut it.
Yeah,
and
in summer or in
paint
spring.
on it so it doesn't bleed to death in the spring. Because it's bleeding in the spring.
There's moose every day now. I mean, we made a film for you guys last week, but now it's like every day there's a new moose. It's like, you know, how many times are we going to film it? So yesterday we went out the day before yesterday we went out for a drive to visit your dad.
Yeah.
And then when we got home, there was a moose behind the garage.
And this morning it was a moose.
Yeah, this morning Arne came in and to tell me there's a moose outside the garage. I'm like, yeah, what else is new? And does Freya bark?
Yeah. No, not for this one. She didn't see it, but normally, like, I think she sees them more often than we do, because when she go bananas, it's often because there's like a moose outside a window or something.
Either that or she goes bananas and then we say moose and then we kind of create a new storyline. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, there are lots and lots and lots of moose around. And exciting too. Although I have to be honest, I wouldn't want to meet one.
No, actually, my father said we had to be careful when we walk the dogs, because since he said that because they're like all around the house now, and if you meet the moose in the woods with a dog, they might attack you. I don't know, but sometimes you hear those stories, people who have to climb up in trees because the moose attack them.
But the one that was behind the garage, Helmer started barking and he just ran away.
And then that one ran away.
But is that the baby moose? Because the moose
this was a big one.
Okay, because the moose that we filmed on the ice that we showed here, that was a kid, like a teenager. I think
that was a young one. And there was also one day they were lying under a tree. I think it was like a mother and a kid, or a cow and a calf, or what you call it.
Yeah.
So there's moose everywhere, and it's also nice to have all these big animals around the house. So
it's incredible living close to nature. We also have lynx around, but we've never seen one.
No,
apparently,
we just hear about them.
Apparently, the lynxes are very shy. I think they're night animals as well.
Probably.
So and then of course the fox. We have one very annoying fox. He ate Freya's leash, which was in leather.
And I'm still missing one of my
We still haven't found one of your sneakers. And the fox broke into the recycling bin where we recycle plastic, which was very annoying because the plastic was all over the place in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is like living so close to nature as we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else has happened in our lives? Yeah, I'm still I'm only working part-time. I'm still 50% on sick leave, which is good because I get to relax a little bit more. You're working full-time? But different kinds of stuff?
I don't do much, but I'm still I-cording.
Yeah.
Call it I-cording.
You're doing
I'm doing I-cord like crazy. I think it's so funny, and I feel like I'm cleaning up in the studio because I use all these small balls of yarn and just leftover yarns. So I do that.
But you know, the problem now with the pandemic and everything is that there's a lot of production issues for yarn companies. So a lot of yarn is sold out. Like you have your regular go-to yarns that you like using, and then you try looking for them and they're not available because of all the issues the companies are having with difficulties finding raw material and stuff like that. It's happened to us quite often nowadays. And so the stash is valuable right now. I don't think you should I-cord everything. Just, keep some just in case we need.
This is like small ants.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's
and I'm reading a lot of books.
Yeah.
Like when you do your training, and if I have to wait for you in the car, when
what
you do
read?
Your workout.
Yeah,
your
body stuff. Yeah.
Bodybuilding.
I'm not bodybuilding. I'm just getting my muscle mass back. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
That's bodybuilding.
Well.
Yeah. So when you do your bodybuilding,
can we just say when I do my physiotherapy, because it sounds a little bit more. You know what? I think it's important for things to sound achievable. It's not achievable. It's not attainable that I'll ever have that amazing, huge body full of muscles. So I rather like calling it I go to physiotherapy. It makes it sound easier and kind of, more achievable for
Maybe
me.
you get an amazing body from that too. You don't have to have a lot of muscles to be amazing.
No, that's true.
Maybe.
That's true.
But while I wait for you,
When I do my physiotherapy.
when you do your physiotherapy, I'm reading Nancy Drew.
Yeah. I overheard the whole conversation that Arne and his sister had on Saturday. There's something about the library that I thought was funny.
But I had to, like, when you went to this other place to do your physiotherapy thing, or I'm waiting in the car, and there's like a thrift store not far from there, so I went there and got some nice stuff. And then I saw in the bookshelves they had Nancy Drew.
No.
And I read those books when I was a kid. I had a lot of books of Nancy Drew, but I gave them away to one of the nieces, and I decided to buy one of those books and read it while I was waiting for you in the car, because they're kind of easy.
So my question
Very
is...
easy reading.
I have a question for you. So, I don't know, how old were you when you did Nancy Drew the first time? 10, 12 years old?
12 maybe.
Okay, so what's the difference from reading Nancy Drew as a kid
That's what I'm,
and as an adult?
Yeah, that is what I'm
Curious to
researching
know.
right now. I'm trying to figure out what was the big thing, because I haven't read them since like in almost 50
I heard
years.
rumors that you got into fights over Nancy Drew.
Oh, we were all like, everybody was borrowing the Nancy Drew books in the library, and it was a fight about each
Who would
title,
get it first?
Who would get it first, and there was always one who managed to get the book first. And I remember we were so upset, like, you could never get the book first. And then it was like, have you read it already? Can you like hand it in again so we can borrow it? And it was always a fight to have the...
Did you fight with your sister as well?
No, because we were in different groups. Because
she was older. Yeah.
But then in the end I started to buy my own Nancy Drew books. So, but now I'm reading Nancy Drew while I wait for you in the car, and it's kind of funny because I remember when I read it, I remember kind of some of the stories, because I've read this book before. I remember I had it, and I also remember like when I see the names, I see like the Drew family is made, because Nancy Drew's mother, she's not alive, so she's living with her father and like a nanny.
Okay.
Hanna.
Nice.
Her name is Hanna.
And and what's she like now compared to when you were a kid?
Now I think what I've read so far is like she's a little bit annoying, because she's always right. She can never do anything
annoying.
wrong. She's like perfect all
annoying.
the time. Like when they have to do like these decisions, she always take the right decision.
So annoying.
That is kind of annoying. Couldn't she do something wrong for once?
Boring.
Yeah, boring.
It's boring.
She haven't done anything wrong now for like 2 chapters.
That's boring.
3 chapters.
Yeah.
So I just wait for her to do something more rebellion things.
Yeah. That's like, yeah. Oh, that's really
but
boring.
But it's interesting. And it's kind of easy. It's like to read the Nancy Drew while I wait for you in the car is more easy than reading, what's his name? Harakumi? No, the Japanese.
Oh, geez.
I'm so bad with names. I just started to read one of Murakami. I just started to read one of his books now.
You love the Murakami
I
books.
love the Murakami books. I read the 2 before, or there's like the 3 and the 4 before this one.
Yeah, they're great books.
They're really, I don't know the names in English, but I love those books.
Murakami books are... He's a great author.
It's very different from Nancy Drew.
Yeah, and a little bit more of a difficult read, I would say, as well.
Actually, you have to be
focused.
And I don't have to focus to read Nancy Drew, so it's good when I wait for you in the car.
Speaking of books, I wanted to talk. I had this in my mind, but as we said, we keep running around like headless chicken when we prepare everything before we start. I wanted to show the books about the trees that I was going to read.
Oh yeah.
But we'll do that next week if we remember, because they're quite interesting.
That book, by the way?
I put them in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, I know where they are.
Yeah. I was looking through the book. It looked actually very interesting, because there's like old trees that has a history.
Oh no, not that one. I'm sorry, the ones with the insects.
Oh no, that's.
We'll talk about them
Yeah.
next week. It's some interesting books that we want to
Yeah, we
recommend.
have 2 books of that author.
Yeah, we want to recommend them, and they're actually translations, so they are available in
Yeah,
English.
but the
as
book
well.
about trees is also good.
So Saturday, we also went back to the Husfliden, the arts and crafts, because
We have to.
as many of you know, we're making our folk costumes, and we've just received the new fabric for the tartan vests, and we wanted to show
we
you.
can show you the tartan. The tartan. So we have the same now.
Yeah, well, it was a big drama about that as well.
Drama, mama.
No, it wasn't really a
You
drama.
have to be careful because it's
Yeah.
Can you hold it? Because it's like it's in right order to make it easy when you sew it. So if we take this one, so this is the tartan that we're having.
Yeah,
So we're both having this one.
and we have to show the pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, they put that on with pins, so it should be easier for us. It's also painted on.
Yeah.
So this is.
It's a
This will be
beautiful
fun.
tartan. It's the Sinclair, I think, or a version of it.
I think it's a version. of the same.
Originally, I had chosen, Arne chose that one, and originally I chose another one. And then Arne started laughing at me and saying, you said that it was the one for kids.
Yeah, because the one you picked is the one they use in West, or what you call West?
For kids,
For
yeah.
kids.
But it's still okay to...
I think it's nice, but it's.
And then when I came home, this was in December, when I came home, I looked again at all the tartans that we could choose. They're not many, because it's actually the Sinclair tartan. And I looked at all the others, and I just realized that Arne had chosen the one I wanted. And then I felt like I couldn't choose it because he chose it. And then I decided that that's just ridiculous. If I want that one, I'm going to have it. So I
because
had to,
it's not the problem, because you have white jacket, I have black jacket, so it's a little bit different anyway.
Yeah. So I want to tell you something, a confession now, Arne. I may have moved things around. So we're going to have to open yours first.
Let's see.
And see how they're laying before we start on mine. So I'm just telling you now so you know.
But we done the others. We done.
Yeah, it's a vest.
I think we can do that.
It's not difficult.
I hope.
So yeah, work with the folk costume will resume in 2021. We're going to be sewing the vest, but before that, we're going to sew the jacket. I
Because
think.
we need the jackets for the 17th of May.
Yeah, and if we can manage to get this vest done for May 17th, that's the vest I want to wear for that. If-
But I was thinking, Carlos, because we had this other thing we have to talk about, the mittens we made in Trondheim.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Because-
so many things to talk about today.
if we do some, because this is very exciting actually, because we did mittens and wrist warmers for what you call the Trondheim.
Trondheim solist, not
no?
the Trondheim soloist. So the Trondheim soloists is a group of musicians, classical music, very amazing musicians. I think there are about 16 soloists, and they perform together or individually all over the world, and they're really great. I mean, it's one of the best orchestras in Norway, and we've known them for quite some time.
Yeah, and actually, first I will tell you what I was thinking, because if we go on, what they talked about.
Oh, yeah, we're
taking us on. We should be with them on a tour or something.
Yeah, we're talking
or
about
concerts.
going on a tour with the Trondheim soloist when COVID is over, and to do some events that we're going to be calling knitting and mindfulness or something, where we're going to do knitting and they're going to be performing live.
But if that is like in places where you have to wear your folk costume.
Yeah, in Norway.
If that happens, then we should wear those vests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be performing with the Trondheim soloists.
We will knit and they will play.
We will do our knitting piece while they do the music, right?
It's very nice. When we met them, talking about the tartan, because we met them the first time we met them was in the Orkney Island.
So you see, everything's connected. The tartans became part of the folk costume of Gudbrandsdalen because the Scottish came to Norway. They were actually the enemy at the time. Norway was in a war with Sweden.
And the Scots came to Norway, and they were walking.
Actually, Norway.
to
No,
Norway
this
to
is wrong.
fight
This
with
is wrong.
Sweden
I'm wrong.
against Denmark.
Norway was in a war with. Sorry, Sweden was in a war with Denmark at the time.
And Denmark was part of Norway.
Yeah, this is the 17th
Or
century.
Norway was part of Denmark.
So they got the Swedes got the Scottish soldiers to go to Sweden, but they had to go through Norway, which was Danish.
Isn't that stupid?
That's a bit stupid.
That's a bit stupid to walk through the enemy's country to fight. That.
So in the Gudbrandsdalen area where Arne comes from, there were some big fights, and the Scottish were slaughtered pretty much, and the Norwegians, they got the kilts as a trophy, a war trophy. And there's 7 meters of fabric, I believe, in the kilt.
There's a lot of fabric. It's a lot of fabric.
It's a big treasure, and so that is how we ended up with the tartans in Gudbrandsdalen. Yeah. So that's connected, and then Orkney, where we have been with Trondheim Solistene, was a part of Norway at one point.
So that was actually very interesting, because when we went to the Orkney and we stayed in this bed and breakfast, and the woman she spoke a very difficult Scottish dialect. I think it must have been a dialect, because it was like a mix of English and something maybe Scottish, I don't know, and there was words there that was very similar to Norwegian. And also if you go around there, you have Kirkwall and and the other
Kirkwall or Strømnes.
Strømnes, those places that must be from.
That's Norwegian names, 100% Norwegian names.
So there's a lot of connection there, and they have this St. Magnus Cathedral. So when we went there,
Magnus was the Earl of Orkney. He was a Viking.
Yeah.
And they celebrate Saint Magnus, and because of the connection between Orkney and Norway, Norway is always very well represented at the Saint Magnus Music Festival. And we attended the St. Magnus Music Festival in 2014. That was the bicentenary celebration of the Norwegian Constitution.
Yeah.
And that's when we met the Trondheim soloists the first time.
And we brought Magnus.
Yeah. So we had Magnus the Mouse over to St. Magnus Music Festival, and we did some workshops, which were very fun, where we knitted the mouse. Yeah. And then we went back in 2017 to do a rerun of what we did in.
Did you do Magnus at that time also?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then we did Trondheim Solistene were there as well. And now we're doing this collaboration where we have designed some stuff for them.
Yeah.
And we're going to go on tour. So it's very cool. And Magnus is not really Saint Magnus, but it was just funny to...
It was funny to make a Magnus mouse.
We called the mouse Magnus, and then we went there and so...
You put Magnus back here.
So if you guys want to knit Magnus, you can get the pattern on our website at arnecarlos.com. Go to the shop, and you can get the pattern there. And then we are going to show you guys what we did for Trondheim Solistene.
So we made these mittens with the acanthus pattern.
Yeah.
And actually they said this reminded them about something in music.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was, but for us it's like the acanthus.
Mm-hmm.
We have this pattern on the inside.
Yeah.
And this on the outside.
So that's the mitten, and what they do is they knit these mittens up, and then they give them away as gifts to all the guest performers at the orchestra and stuff like that. And then we also designed another one, and it's like a little wrist warmer that looks like this. There is an opening for the thumb. Sorry, so here it is.
Yeah.
And the thing about this one is that the musicians, they can actually perform. You see? They can perform.
You should have
I should have a violin here. They can perform because the hands are free, and it's good if they are rehearsing in these cold spaces.
Yeah.
So they can warm their wrists wearing them. And then there's a smaller mitten as well.
Size and a bigger size.
So we're going to be doing, once we get out of quarantine or whatever we're doing right now, we're going to go on tour with Trondheim Solistene here in Norway. And we're going to do workshops on these, and we are going to perform with them. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We were actually on our way to Trondheim this autumn, but then the COVID was exploding, so it was all cancelled, and we didn't go. But I'm looking forward to take that trip, because we can go by car over the mountains, and we can do some shopping.
Yeah, no, we've been on our way. We've definitely been on our way to Trondheim several times in the last year, and it still hasn't been able to happen. Anyway, we released these patterns as well on our website. So if you wanna knit the mittens and the wrist warmers, they come as one. So it's kind of like a bundle of the mittens in 2 sizes, and you've got the wrist warmer, and they're available at arnecarlos.com. And the proceeds go to Trondheimssolistene to kind of finance their work, as they are, I guess.
And have you posted a video of them? Or
Yeah. You could go to our blog, go to arnecarlos.com, visit the blog. Today's episode of Sit In It for a Bit, we're going to be adding the video that they recorded, which is amazing, which kind of introduces you to their universe. And we're going to be doing some recordings with them. Hopefully, we will be doing some behind the scenes once we start our...
you have to bring the camera.
Yeah, we have to bring Eric. So once we can travel again, once COVID's gone or kind of under control, we will do a little feature with them so that, you can get to listen to them perform, and we'll do some behind the scenes when we do our touring. It's gonna be fun.
Isn't it funny how we just do this knitting and it brings us all over the world?
Yeah, I know.
And we meet so many interesting people. Mm-hmm. I think that's so cool, because that was... I don't think we were thinking about that when we started this knitting thing.
No, not at all.
We were thinking we should stay at home and do some patterns and knit a little bit.
And take a break
make books.
from...
And suddenly we're
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But now we haven't been all over the world since March, so it's almost 1 year at home. But
it's been okay. I mean, it's been okay. I've been able to take a break to rest and recover, which is good. Yeah. And I think we're getting into a little situation here.
I can go and get some electricity.
Don't worry about it. Yeah? We're okay.
You think we're losing the electricity?
We'll probably lose battery soon. If we do, we'll just start again.
That had never happened before.
Yeah, no, we won't start again. But maybe you should just go get the cable, and then we can just finish this up.
I think we have
otherwise we're just going to get worried.
So we're back with electricity.
Okay, now we have electricity. This is the first time this has ever happened, huh?
Yeah. You know why? Because I've been walking around with the camera a lot these days, because I've been filming the moose. Because I tried to have all these nice films of the moose, and
because we went running like headless chicken, trying to, where are the mittens? Where's the tartan fabric? Where's the little block for today? Where's my cup? Where's this? Where's that? And obviously we forgot to, plug it in. So it happens. I mean, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But anyway, we're back, and no harm done. And Eric will just...
he fix it.
He will just put them together, and it will be fine. Just more work for Eric. Sorry, Eric, if you're watching this.
Well, he is probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So anyways, Trondheim is probably the first place we will travel to after COVID gets under control. For work. Okay. I heard on the radio today that they're thinking that all of Norway, or everybody over 18, will be vaccinated before the summer. That's the new prognosis, which is great. It means that after or during the summer will be good.
Yeah, and maybe they also talked about that you have this special paper if you have the vaccine, if you want to travel. So if you go to other countries. But
I'm not thinking that we're going to be leaving Norway for a while. Still, even after we get the vaccine,
no.
I think we're going to be here for the rest of this year. But with the vaccine in place for the entire Norwegian population by summer, it means we will be able to travel. Who knows? Maybe we can do a new road trip.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do. We'll maybe start doing the tour with Trondheimssolistene, which will be fun.
Yeah, that would be
very nice, excited about that, actually. And then we'll see what happens in 2022. Maybe we'll start traveling again and doing the knitting cruises again and all of that. So it'll be exciting. I mean, I can't wait until things get back to normal.
But it's been a little bit. It's been like a break in a way.
Yeah.
Because we had, I don't know, you get used to being at home.
Yeah.
Also, because now you can, the way we work, we can actually decide what to do a day. We don't have to do anything because we have a deadline. We do it because we want to, or it's different.
It is, yeah. But it's nice. I mean, Helmer.
Helmet.
Yeah, he's just enjoying the view. Helmet. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it'll be great to start traveling again, and things getting back to normal again. Although I think we'll continue doing our podcast because it is a lot of fun to do. And one thing we have continued doing since last year is doing the blocks, and we do have a new block today as well.
Yep. So
And-
is it time to show the block now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we got the battery issue, and preparations didn't go that well today.
It's been
and-
very confusing today because like everything disappeared. I don't know what happened, but the block was gone and suddenly the battery is gone. And I don't know, we were running around, like you say, like crazy. I don't know what happened.
No, so we can do with the block, and today's block I really love. It's a really fun one, and it is in honor of Freya, I guess, and all the moose that we have been having
So
around.
it's this one. Arctic i solnedgang.
Yeah, so moose in sunset.
In sunset. That's a typical Norwegian motif.
Hmm.
You have that in paintings, and we even have a lamp somewhere.
Yeah, it's
With the moose.
Where did I put that?
Oh, it's behind you.
Yeah, sure. Oh, oops. Sorry. I'll show you the glass of the lamp. I hope I don't break it.
Don't break it. Dude, that's old.
So here it is. Very kitsch.
When you put the light on, it's like moose in sunset.
Yeah, so moose in sunset, and
Moose in sunset.
that's the moose in sunset. I was thinking that we should call it moose moose, but we already have a Christmas ball that we did in our Christmas calendar last year.
But then we have more moose on one block. Then it could be moose moose.
Yeah, so this is only moose.
This is moose.
Yeah. Yeah, so moose.
Moose in sunset.
Moose in sunset. And it's a really fun, this one is a fun block to knit, isn't it, Arne?
Yeah, and when we knit it, we actually, you see, there's like a lot of orange and a lot of the background color. I thought it was brown this morning, but now it's purple. We carry the yarn all the way over because like some places you could actually stop or you could have two ends hanging, but we like to carry it all the way over.
Yeah, so
because
it's
then-
neater in the back.
Yeah, and it's also the same thickness as all the others. That's why.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's quick to knit.
Very, very nice. A nice quick knit, and yeah.
So that's the block. Of
So moose in sunset. If you want this pattern, you can go to arnecarlos.com. You can visit the blog, and you can visit today's post, which is Sit and Knit for a Bit, episode 14. This is season 2, but we're actually keeping the episodes in chronological order. So we decided not to start with episode 1 last week. Instead, it's season 2, but it's episode 13. So episode 14, look up that, and you will be able to download the pattern there. There's going to be a picture of this block, and then when you click on the picture, the pattern will download.
moose.
Moose, moose.
Moose, moose.
And then if you continue reading the blog post, you will find the remaining or the other patterns after that.
Helmet.
And we've done so many that I don't even remember which one it is, but I think it's like 44 or 43
Comments.
or something like that.
Say hello.
Hey, Helmet. Hey, Helmet.
I don't know what's going on today because there was a man walking on the ice, skiing on the ice. So they're barking at him, and there was a moose behind the garage, and yeah, there's a lot of things to bark on around.
Do you know that this year has been really different from all the other years because of the cold weather and all the water freezing in the fjords? I found out yesterday that ice skates are completely sold out in Norway.
Yeah, it was
You
actually.
can't find
yeah.
a pair of ice skates right now.
It was actually in the news also this morning.
Yeah.
On the local news, they talked about all the people on the ice in Lillehammer, and we talked when we passed by Lillehammer
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah,
There was like
it's
people everywhere,
packed.
with people, and they talked about it in the news today.
Yeah, what did they say?
That there was like a lot of people on the ice.
Yeah.
That was the news. That's what you get on this local radio.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was nice though, because I mean, Mjøsa is the biggest lake in Norway, and that's the lake which is next to Lillehammer. And what they did is they've driven with some trucks on the ice,
Yeah.
and they've made this track. So it's like an ice skating track,
Yeah.
and then they've made a big ice skate rink
Yeah.
where you could play hockey, or
It looks really nice. Actually,
yeah, it's very nice.
because People were walking like way down.
Yeah, and that's the thing this year is ice skating in Norway. So if you want to buy a pair of ice skates right now in Norway, you can't because they're sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out. It's
But there have also
incredible.
been a lot of accidents on the ice because people are walking on the ice and they fell through. So that's the other side of it. That was
Yeah.
I think that was in January. There was a lot of things happening.
I mean, it
So-
always depends on the kind of water that is frozen. Like our lake here is safe right now because it's just a lake, a small lake, and the water when it freezes, it really freezes and all the way down. So we're fine. But if you're like in areas where the water is moving,
That is dangerous.
then it's dangerous.
So
But I suppose in Mjøsa they know what they're doing.
probably they have to dig those holes
Yeah,
to check
so
how
the-
thick it is. But that's still, again, I'm a little bit afraid of walking on
Yeah,
the
I would be
ice.
a little bit apprehensive, but I mean the area where they've done the rink and the tracks,
Yeah.
those should be safe. But then we continued driving, and there was some parts of the lake that are not
Yeah,
frozen
further up.
because there's a
that's like
river
in
that
the end of the river it was open.
and there you know it would be very dangerous to do anything.
We can't go skating because there's so much snow. Then we have to do
Yeah.
like in Lillehammer. Probably a car or something who was removing.
Yeah, the problem
snow.
is we've got about I don't know about a feet, half a meter, 1 meter,
Yeah, there's
1
more
meter
than-
for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of snow.
No, not a foot. Sorry, we have like 3 feet. A meter is about 3 feet.
Well, when the guy who removed the snow from the garage, he said it was like 90 centimeters.
Yeah, so 3 feet
On
of
the
snow.
roof?
Yeah,
But maybe there's less on the lake because it's windy, so it blows away.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Still,
I don't
a
know.
lot of snow there as well. But
can't
we'll
go
show you.
skating.
We'll show you one of these days. We'll show you what the lake looks like
Yeah.
right now and what we can do on it. And at some point, maybe next week, because of the winter holidays, there will be some ice fishermen coming to drill holes into the lake and
Normally they
fish.
do.
And then we can go and ask them how deep is the ice,
How thick it is.
how thick it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
So
It wouldn't surprise me if it was around 6 feet.
I think it must be
Yeah,
because the ice doesn't go until like around 17th of May.
yeah.
So it's a lot of ice out there.
A lot of ice.
And this year it's been so freezing cold. So
Yeah.
but now it's changing. So now we have to be careful on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a lovely little, I don't know how long we've been doing this, 35 minutes or something, 20 minutes.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
what was that?
It was my foot against the cabinet here.
This has been very strange today because there's
Yeah.
like a lot of things happening here. I think we should stop now.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't believe this didn't work. I'm sure it will be fine, and I hope people will have enjoyed the podcast anyway. But yeah, it's time to relax, and I need to go and rest a little bit now after this, because I always get a little tired when I do the blog
Yeah.
post. But it's fun, so I still enjoy doing it. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little rest. What are you gonna do? You're doing your aquarelles right now. You're painting
Yeah,
watercolors.
I'm doing a little bit of everything. Oh, I haven't told this because I just bought my start kit for needle felting.
Oh yeah, your needle felt.
Because I watched
Hop along.
Hop Along Hallow and she was doing those rabbits in needle felted rabbits,
Yeah.
and that looks so beautiful. And also I remember we saw in Japan a lady who made needle felted eyes on the knitting doll. Knitted
That was
dolls.
very cool. Yeah.
So that's why I started, because I was looking. We had some needle felting stuff in the house, but I can't find it because the house is eating stuff. So I had to order a start kit, and because I was working, I should try to make eyes on the knitted doll. But then I saw the Hop Along Hello, and she
Yeah.
made rabbits, and those were so beautiful.
Those rabbits were incredible. I don't think we'll ever have. I don't think we could ever make them as beautiful.
No,
as
but
those.
I want to try. I want to try to make it. So I'm looking for tutorials to learn a little.
Does she do tutorials as well?
No,
or
I don't think so. But I found one, but there was like so much about the wire inside, and I know how to do wiring.
Yeah, the wiring is the easy part.
That's the easy part. It's like
It's
I
afterwards.
want to know like how to do like build up stuff. But
Yeah.
I've seen some videos, and I also saw the hop along Hallow when she made the face on the rabbit. It was
Yeah, so we're gonna
interesting.
try it out and see how we do. It's I'm looking forward to the kit when
Yeah.
it gets here.
And there's a lot of needles there, so we can both try.
Yeah. Looking forward to trying that.
Maybe that's the new thing, our next thing.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, there's always next thing, you know. We're always on to the next thing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So anyway, we hope you have enjoyed this week's episode, although it was a little chaotic. Helmer is now sleeping in the chair,
Yeah.
and I don't know where Freya is. She's been.
I heard her. She was barking somewhere.
Oh, so she's
and
watching the moose. Yeah.
This has been a little bit strange because there's been so many noises around here. I don't know if people can hear it, but
Probably moose.
I heard noises.
You know,
And
moose, and
Yeah.
moose in the sunset, moose in behind the garage, moose on the lake, and moose everywhere. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, give it a big thumbs up, and remember to comment and engage, because that is always very good for us. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you're not doing that, because there's a lot of fun stuff. And how about the notifications, Arne?
I'll put them on because then you get like this bell ringing every time there's a new video out,
And you don't miss a
won't
thing.
miss an episode.
Yes.
And then we just see what we do in the next week. Maybe we have some new fun stuff to show you.
Hopefully. So
Maybe
this,
we have the start kit for the needle film.
maybe. And we'll show you the books about the insects.
And you have to rewrite this down so you remember.
So this is it from us, Arne and Carlos, here in our train station in Norway. And now you know, now you really know it's a station when you have seen
The ticket.
the ticket window. I don't know. Do you want to go over to the other side and then we can play?
I can go
And then we can
I can
play.
go and, oh wait, I'm going on the other side now and I'm going to order a ticket.
Oh no, that.
No, you have to order.
I'll order the ticket. You go to the other side. Arne is going to the other side, and I will order a ticket. And yeah, this is what the kids used to do.
Okay, I have to remove some plants here, but...
Yeah. Yeah.
So hello, do you want a ticket?
Yes. Can I have a ticket to Oslo, please?
Oh, yeah.
How much is it?
Oh, hundreds.
Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and see you again. I mean, I know we're being a little
I'm
bit
stuck
silly.
in the plant. And the
You're stuck in the
chandeliers
plant?
and stuff.
Oh
No,
my.
This doesn't work.
Okay, so I'll go help him out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next week, same time, same place. Bye. Oh, we're so silly, aren't we?